Time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coming In Hot. Brent Wallace alongside Jason York, our club pro, and Graeme Nichols. Nice to see you both.
How's it going?
Yorkie, how did you shoot today? And was there anybody with the lifestyles of the rich and famous hanging out at the golf course?
Just the usual crew of guys over there. I played okay. Third round of the season. Well, it was okay. It's okay.
By now.
No, you hate golf. You hate doing things fun.
That's not true at all. This is what Graeme can attest. That's not true.
This is what you like to do. I'll give you a day in the life of Wally, Graeme. Wally likes to get up early, have some burnt toast with some peanut butter, and then Gertie needs a walk in the morning, so he goes over to the park, has a coffee in his hand. He's got a grumpy look on his face. Then he comes back, starts gathering information for the show, watches some games from last night, maybe another dog walk in the afternoon, maybe a nap in the afternoon. And,
there wasn't a nap.
Yeah, I know there's a nap.
Gertie gets walked like every 2 hours.
Yeah, Wally's that grumpy guy that everybody knows in their neighborhood who's always out walking the dog.
And everybody keeps their distance, right?
Checking for bylaws. Infractions.
Here's a thing for you guys, because it's now walking season. Do you guys say hello to people when you're walking?
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. I got Gertie. She's an automatic hello person. She just says hi to everybody. Right. I call her the mayor.
So what is it when you walk by people and you say hello and they just look down? Like, what is up with that?
Well, maybe it's you, because people always just say hi back to me.
That's not true. Graeme, like that happens.
Is it the players in Westboro that you're saying? Like, what's going on? Like,
no, Westboro's it's more a Canada thing. When I lived in Canada, everybody looks at the ground when they're walking Canada. Everyone's looking around. Gotta be heads up.
No,
kind of like
not true.
Your old street used to be friendly though, because like you used to see people playing street hockey like all the time.
Not anymore. Canada's changed. Not anymore. Westboro, I'll tell you what, Westboro, because a lot of players that live down here, and everybody knows where all the players live. Brady lives down here. The Drake lives down here. All Marks in the Hood. There are hockey nets everywhere, and Sens flags and windows. Like it is pretty good down here as far as kids out playing and doing stuff. I'm impressed with it. Brings me back to the olden times, fellas, when kids played outside.
I'm shocked they can play outside with the roads that you constantly complain about.
They got play in your driveway, because the roads are terrible. I think it's a city of Ottawa thing. Like,
all right,
well, let's make some more bike paths. Don't worry about the roads.
You know what? I'm sorry I even started saying hi to you. I should have just kept my head down and kept walking past you today.
You should have.
Right to
go to the other side of the street. Yeah.
Nice to see you, gentlemen. This show brought to you by Bet365. Lots to talk about. We'll have a little golf chat later in the show. But
nice.
And by the way, Team Canada playing right now against Team France, where they are up 4-0 in the third period. By the way, the Americans got shut out the other day against the Swiss. They're in a little bit of trouble, perhaps.
Swiss.
They need champagne to score.
Yeah,
they do.
The Swiss just shut it down like no other team in international hockey. They get up on you and they go into the 0-5 forecheck where nobody goes in, and there's just a wall of guys in the neutral zone.
They shut out both games. Yeah, they haven't allowed a goal yet, I don't think.
The Swiss guys can all skate, and they're playing on big ice, right?
Yeah.
So big ice, the Swiss, it's like a chess match when you play the Swiss. As soon as they get up, good luck coming back, because
that's a much better program now too.
It is better, but it's the old 0-5 forecheck's tough to get through.
Team Canada is stacked though. Like that's a hell of a team.
It's actually like a roster that you actually want to tune in and watch.
Yeah.
Almost, Graeme.
No,
almost.
I watch all the time, Yorkie. I love the Worlds.
Yeah, that's because you're a TSN guy.
You used to cover it all the time, though. That's why you're biased.
Yeah,
super biased.
You're biased. There's zero chance I'm watching the Worlds. Zero chance.
Well, that's just negative. They got Tim Stützle's now joined the Germans. They got Shane Pinto. We got Nick Matt-Palo.
Is there not enough playoff hockey to watch on television?
Only one game today, Yorkie. We'll get to that later in the show. Only one game tonight.
Hockey during the day is okay if you're around.
Yeah, it's great.
It's not bad.
Starts at 8 a.m. or whatever it is. Anyway, let's move on, shall we?
All right.
The Sens are holding their scouting meetings, I think, beginning today, as they get ready for the upcoming draft and, of course, free agency July 1st, which continues to lead me as we get into discussing contracts. Of all the UFAs that Ottawa has, and Jake, you can throw the board up with, oh, by the way, happy birthday, Michael Amadio. I'm shocked that Yorkie hasn't sent a gift.
Oh, my boy.
Ammo.
My boy Amadio.
You got Giroux, Cousins, Gaudette, Highmore, Hayden Hodgson, Travis Hamonic, Dennis Gilbert, Anton, all UFAs come July 1st. How many gentlemen are going to be back as a member of the Ottawa Senators next season?
Ooh.
Graeme, since you've been a model student today, I will let you go first.
Model student. I haven't done anything yet.
That's why you've been the model student.
I could see them bringing back a maximum of 3 of those guys, but I think two for sure will be back.
For sure.
I'll say Giroux and Cousins will be back. Highmore, I think, is like the wild card. He could go either way, but I think everybody else is gone.
Jason York.
Sorry, I was just sending a text. That was very important.
No, I can see that. Yeah. You're going to be in
I think Giroux's back for sure, fellas. Like I don't see him going anywhere else. I think that's going to get figured out. The thing about Cousins, and Wally, you could attest to this. Every guy we've talked to loves this guy, and when he had some moments this year when I was really impressed with him. Like, he's a good pro. He's a great guy in your room. He doesn't cost you a lot. You need guys like that on your roster. Gaudette's going to get, the thing about Gaudette, I think he's going to get some big offers. Like, he had I thought he had a real nice playoff. Well, take a look at the free agent list before the show today. Well, I actually did some homework. I perused through the UFA list. There's not a lot of meat on the bone on that list, fellas.
No, and we'll get to some of them, but bottom guys. Like, so, Jake, can we go to the salary board, if you will? If you look, Ottawa needs an entire 4th line next season.
Yeah.
Cousins got that. Zetterland's an RFA. I shouldn't say they need a full. They'll probably. I don't know if he gets offer sheeted. I can't imagine he does, but I'm assuming he'll be re-signed. But besides that, like, there's a hole on the 4th line, and right now Ottawa doesn't have it. I don't think in their. Let me ask you
this, Graeme. Who would you rather have on your team? Who would you rather have on your team? Jack Roslovic or Fabian Zetterland?
Oh man, I think like Roslovic has some intangibles, physicality, like probably better suited for the bottom 6 than Zetterland, obviously. But I think he'll be like highly sought after. So I think he'll come in at a bigger number than you would anticipate. I think that'd be well, I don't think Zetterland. I think Zetterland, because the way he finished with Ottawa, might not necessarily get the coin that he's looking for. I could see like Zetterland being like a bridge deal, whereas like I see like Roslovic signing for like 4 years. Like,
yeah, he's gonna get paid
considerable amount. Yeah, because like you said, like it is a relatively thin class, and I think like as you mentioned too, like Gaudette, I think there's only like 15 guys in free agency who scored more goals than he did.
Okay, so but what does he get for a deal though?
I think you can see an Amadio contract. I think for
you think he gets $3 to $4 million?
No, an Amadio contract's only 2.6, right? Like I could see him getting like 2.4 to 2.6, 2.7 in that area. Like I could see it, like an almost 20 goal scorer, can play the wing, could play center if needed, defensively reliable, doesn't skate that well, but like I thought his game grew defensively as the season went on, and obviously he had the first half. So I don't know. I could see him coming in at like 2.5. It's a thin free agent market too, Wally. Yeah. Caps escalating. Well, I don't know.
So I think he might clear 3, which seems crazy to me.
Who's this?
That's a lot of money.
Adam Gaudette. You're gonna.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, like he proved that he could play center. I thought he handled himself extremely well in the playoffs. In limited minutes, he found a way to contribute, and I thought defensively he really improved. The thing that hurts him is his skating. Like when you watch him skating, you look away. You look, I don't want to watch that. But it doesn't matter. He's smart and he knows where to go. It's going to come down to money, and like I said, it's a perfect time for a guy like that to be a free agent because there's just not a lot out there. Like you look at guys, I know there seems to be a lot of the same. There's nobody. Everyone's tying up their guys now. But I just want to say one thing with Zetterland's going to get a bridge deal. I just don't. I don't like if you look at his body of work.
Yeah,
like it's you scored on a team that was really, really bad, and there was no other options. And this isn't to slag the player, because I like his compete. I like how he skates. Man, he back checks hard. It just if that guy had zero luck on his side. But the other thing is, he's only 5'9". And if you're watching what goes on in the playoffs right now to teams that want to get to the next level,
I think he's bigger than 5'9".
It's such a, and he's a big, strong guy. Like, it's fine. Like, he's strong on the puck and all that, but you can just see it when certain guys have the puck, and it's how many times do you hear us? We have a guy on, well, he's able to extend the play. He's able to keep the puck on his stick. He's able to, like, a lot of pucks died on Zetterland's stick in the playoffs, which I'm like, to me, that was a little bit of bad luck, but also a lot of that's just how you're built. Like, you watch a guy like Drake Batherson, he's 6'3". So when you're 6'3", it's just, you can hold the puck out a lot farther than the guy that's 5'9". It's just the way it is. And
I feel like you can learn a lot from like Dave Perron, right? Like similar kind of stature. And
he's not young. He's not young though. That's the thing. Everybody thinks he's this young guy.
Well, he's 25. Yeah, he's 25. Turning 26.
Turning 26. That's not young.
Yep.
So how much is he going to make next year?
I don't know. Like, the thing is, you traded for him. He scored in the league before. It's tricky.
He's got 19 goals, and according to Graeme, that's $2.5 million.
How many did he have with Ottawa?
3.
There's two ways you can look at it, though. There might be an opportunity to sign him at a contract that's less than it would have been had he kept scoring with Ottawa, and that could potentially be intriguing. But at the same time, and we've talked about this before on previous shows, like, moving forward, where does he slot? If he's not your first line right winger, where he's playing with Timmy and Brady, then where does he play on the left side? Because you have Brady Tkachuk, Perron, Greg, and who knows on the fourth line. So, like, if he's not playing on the first line right wing, he's potentially a fourth line player, unless you're slotting Perron down, which is possible as well. But they just got a logjam of kind of like middle six wingers. Yeah. I think that's the issue right now. I think, like, we're going to talk about improving this team and making it better for the future, so you can ascend from the middle of the Eastern Conference to the top and be a Stanley Cup contender. And I think, like, the only way to do that is to get better at the top at your skill position. So that's the challenge for Ottawa right now. They might have too many middle six guys. This
team needs to get faster and bigger, in my opinion. Yes. Faster and bigger.
And meaner.
Mean's good too, but faster, bigger. I think if you look at the teams that are having success, a lot of size, guys that can skate. But hey, like, let's just put things to perspective here. This was a very, very successful season. Now the conversation is, what's the next step? But Zetterland's going to be tricky, because if you looked at the analytics, I'm sure the opportunities and the chances that he had, you say, well, you would think he would score anyway, and now you're in a position where you got to figure out the contract. So probably best for everybody involved, unless you like what you say, Graeme. You can get him on a deal long term that's really financial, beneficial to the team. Otherwise, you control the asset. He's an RFA, and maybe he takes his qualifying. Like,
he could be a trade chip as well. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they look at their depth and just say, you know what, like, maybe this is the guy that we use to go get a right defenseman who could play in, like, the bottom four, and do that and address that position through that, because that might be the option there, because they don't have a lot of tradable. They don't have a ton of prospect capital. They kind of want to hoard the draft picks because the farm system is pretty thin. So that could be a route that I could see Steve Staios exploring.
So let me put it to you this way, Graeme. Do you see Utah as a potential fit?
I like Utah. I think got some desirable players. And we talked about this before the show started via email and stuff. But, like, I think, like, Michael Kesselring could be, like, an interesting defenseman to pick up. 6'5", 215 pounds, shoots right. You want to talk about a guy who's physical. He dropped the gloves with Simon Benoit earlier this season when Benoit tried to do the Superman punch on him. Like, he brings a lot to the table in terms, and his point production wasn't bad. And I think, like, that could be a targeted asset that you could pick up. So he's got 1 year left on his deal. You have the contract in front of you, 1.4 million, which is pretty modest. But he'll finish that season, go in the final year of restricted free agency, which gives him a ton of leverage, right? Because as soon as that year's over, like he could sign a 1 year deal and be one and done and be a UFA. So like he's got a ton of leverage. So I mean, if you can get a guy like that into the fold, give him an extension that might be a little bit more expensive this season than it should be, then that's a guy that you could potentially move forward to. But he's a big guy who puts up points, can do a lot of things well for you, and that's the kind of player that the Yorkie's been banging the drum for a while.
Big D. Is he mean though, Wally?
Big long T.
Does he cross check? Does he cross check guys, Wally?
He did lead Utah in penalty minutes. I can tell you that. And he's been known to drop the gloves. So yeah, I take him.
Yeah, it was. I can't say I've watched him a lot. So basically, I'm going off what Graeme says.
The analytics are really good, by the way. He did play with Ian Cole a lot. Cole's always kind of been like an analytical darling as well. So I mean, there is that consideration to make as well. But I mean, like Utah is kind of one of those young upcoming teams that's not quite that good. But his numbers are fantastic. So there could be an opportunity there.
I think based on what Cleven did down the stretch here and in the playoffs, like that's going to solve a lot of problems of your D depth and depending on what's up with Jensen, because it's kind of cloudy what's going on with Jensen. Is he going to need surgery? There's rumors of that going on. So, if everybody comes back healthy, because I'm actually hearing people, it's so funny of people 3 months ago, 4 months, Jensen's the best guy ever. Look what he's done to Shabbat. It's unbelievable. What a trade, Jensen. Now, you got to trade this guy. You got to get rid of this guy. He's terrible. This guy can't play anymore.
I don't know. There's not a lot.
Hold on a second here. I think he's the perfect stopgap. You got Jensen under contract for another year.
Yep.
You've got Cleven coming, getting better. You got Matt and Paolo is playing another tournament of whatever, almost best on best, we'll call it at the Worlds. Because it's not, the playoffs are still going on. But this experience at the Worlds, just like playing in the Four Nations, is so valuable for a guy like Matt and Paolo, for his confidence, for when he gets the puck, for just how he feels about himself as an everyday NHL player. It's going to be dynamite. And like, there's your big guys right there. Matt and Paolo and Cleven, they're not small, and you kind of know what they are. So I just love the fact Matt and Paolo's getting this more experience under his belt, a full summer of training. Because just think about it, I'll tell you, like last summer, he's training, thinking, I need to have a good season in Belleville. Like, he didn't think he had a sniff at the NHL. And all of a sudden, things change, circumstances change, he gets an opportunity, he makes the most of it. Now he's an NHL player, and he's at the Four Nations, makes the playoffs. Now he's like, everything has happened so quickly for this player. He's going to come back next year way more confident and feel like a full-time NHLer. And watch out for him next year, guys. There's your big D right there, like big righty. I don't think that the D is in as bad a shape as people think.
He's got to become better moving the puck, though. I think like that's the one thing that could potentially hold him back, is like if that can improve markedly, he's in great shape, because I think like defensively he does a good job. It's just he's got to get better at moving that puck.
Well, think about it. Like, what are his game plays? How many games played does Matt and Paolo have in the NHL?
Oof,
Wally?
40. It's like 42 or something. It's like a half season, essentially.
He's played 40. He hasn't even played a full season in the NHL. He's already got some playoff experience. He's getting, like,
41.
Everything's happened so quickly for him. He's played 41 games in the NHL. Like
45,
41
plus
45
4.
overall.
So only, to me, everything I've heard about him, great attitude, good pro, and hey, didn't they just sign him to a great contract?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
so here's a question for you, Yorkie. Would you like doing the research for the show when we were just when I was looking for defensemen that Ottawa could potentially target? It seems like there are a ton of teams that are just rocking left defensemen and playing them on their offside. Like there aren't a ton of teams that have like three really good right defensemen on them, and it's just it's kind of eye opening when you actually look at every roster individually. But like, keeping that as the model, could you envision a situation where Tyler Cleven is now your second pairing right defenseman?
Well, he's played right in college.
Yep.
Yeah. I think what will happen this year if everything goes well with Jensen, I think you'll see Cleven moving up and down, playing in the top 4. And it's going to be the one thing I love about Travis Green. If you play well, he plays you more.
Mm-hmm.
But are you talking that Cleven will move into Jensen's spot? Like you just said, he'll move up
potentially.
And down.
I mean, like there's a lot of there's a lot of open-ended stuff, right?
I'm not saying just Jensen. It could be anybody. It could be
or Cleven. Sorry, you just said Cleven will move up and down.
Well, depending on injuries, it's a lot, and he did that well this year. Anytime he got an opportunity to move up, he played well. I think their defense with those two guys is in good shape, and you'll be amazed how much this playoffs is going to benefit like a guy. Matt and Paolo played every game. Cleven played his best hockey this season. I'm just telling you, playoffs, summer training. We already talked about Cleven coming back after a better summer than he had last year. I'm bullish on the Sens D, especially those two big guys.
I think they need someone else. They need some.
Well, who do you want?
Travis Hamonic. Okay, we're moving on.
You want Hammer back, Wally? Is this you beating around the bush saying you want Hammer back?
Full no move clause. This show brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers. More than 85 locations across the country through Charm and their sister brands. Proudly Canadian owned and operated since 1972 with more than 85 locations, I already said. Get custom marine building delivered in less than 4 weeks with the Charm Masterpiece Program. Unbeatable pricing policy. Check out a large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds and mine diamonds. Don't pay until 2026. Don't forget to apply for the Charm Diamond Flexity card. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com. Chosen forever. Charm Diamond Centers.
Oh, and this show also brought to you by Merkley Supply, who has over a century of passion, expertise, and the highest quality masonry supply. They're home to the largest masonry boutique in Eastern Ontario. They deliver to Ottawa, Gatineau, Kingston, the Ottawa Valley, and the surrounding areas. From Canada's Supreme Court to your home's front steps, no matter your project, Ottawa, Merkley is proud to set that in stone. So if you're looking for stone, brick, landscaping products, or specialty building supplies, you can count on Merkley Supply. Go to more at merkleysupply.com or visit their showroom in Hittenburg. Merkley make mark every milestone. Jesus. Play on words there.
Stay out of the trees, Yorkie. You were all over. You were way out of bounds.
I didn't lose a golf ball today, by the way, fellas. I was my plus minus was even.
That was a rough even shot.
Get ready, Canada. The playoff season is here, and Shoeless Joe's Sports Grill in Kentville and Orleans are coming in hot. They're serving up fresh, made-or dishes every day, and for a limited time, you can dive into our True North playoff menu packed with bold flavors and fan favorites. But wait, the best part? Head to Shoeless Joe's and you can win a trip to the finals. Whether it's a night out, a family dinner, or a game day with friends, Shoeless Joe's Sports Grill is your home for great food, big moments, and unbeatable vibes. Shoeless Joe's Sports Grill, proudly Canadian, always legendary.
And by the way, they have one of their Stanley Cup dishes they have on, or is the playoff dishes, is a double cheese poutine.
Oh, yeah. You're going to get Ebola eating that again.
No. I'm going to head there soon and get some. Anyway, but March 23rd or May 23rd is the last time you can get entered for the Stanley Cup final to win a trip there when you go to Shoeless Joe's. Anyway, Claude Giroux continues to garner a lot of attention. Finally enough, Sidney Crosby's garnering plenty of attention in Montreal, as they all seem to think, or fans are all on board of acquiring him in Montreal. I don't think that'll happen. Andre Waugh, our good friend, decided he would throw out a thought that he said he talked to Giroux's old buddy from kindergarten and said, hey, Giroux wants to play in Montreal. I don't believe it to be very factual. Montreal getting a lot of attention, but do we see? I know we asked this before. I don't know that Claude Giroux is coming back to Ottawa. I don't know that there's a spot for him if they want to be a faster team.
Yeah, so for me, it's difficult because, again, I was looking at the free agency stuff today. Looking at the options, I just don't. If you let Claude Giroux go and you don't net one of the big guys, you're in trouble because it's so thin.
Right. Okay. But
so that's.
I think they're going to have to get one of those guys.
Yeah. But it's easier to say. It's easier to say go get that guy than actually bring a guy into the fold, right? So I don't know. For me, you got a local guy who's still producing at a high level, can win faceoffs. Everybody loves him. It's tough to walk away from that. But in saying that, it depends on what else is out there, and maybe they if they can
Give
get a firm
me
commitment.
Sam Bennett all day.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want Sam Bennett?
But Florida's not going to be able to eventually sign everybody and keep everybody happy. We see it every year after the Cup. He's not going to get, I don't think, $9 million. Maybe I'm wrong. Does Sam Bennett get $9 million next year? I don't think so.
If Adam Gaudette's getting 3 or more, maybe.
Well, that's because you're a terrible agent. You're just giving money out like it's candy.
The guy number one on my list, if I had my pick of free agents right now.
Are we done having this chat about Sam Bennett? We're just ignoring it.
Well, you didn't. My guy. I want Ehlers. Ehlers is the guy I want, man. Could you imagine Ehlers playing with Tim Stützle?
Look at these slide transitions. How quickly beautiful. The
speed, the skill. Obviously, Bennett would be. Bennett is signing back in Florida 1,000%. They are not letting him walk. Ehlers, Winnipeg loses this round. You know what? That guy, he's a guy, and you watch. The first thing I see is speed, skill. What can Ottawa use some more of? Speed, skill.
They're like, Florida's going to be in tough though. Like Yorkie, like they've got like Carter Verhaeghe is going to make $7 million next year to if Sam Bennett resigns there, his salary is going to jump from like 4.4. It's 4.425 right now. Like it's probably going to double. And then can you have like 5 forwards making over $7 or $8 million bucks? Like it's the money runs out pretty quick. It's tough. Like Toronto's kind of going through that right now. So
I would let Verhaeghe walk all day.
Well, he's locked up though. That's the problem. Like he's not going anywhere until 2033. Like all their players are locked up to like 2030 at the earliest.
Come on, give me Sam Bennett. It's
easy to say that though.
Double his salary?
Probably.
You know,
it's such a bad class, Wally. Like I think you're gonna be blown away by what some of these guys are going to sign for.
I'm gonna go off the board here, fellas, and I'm gonna set expectations. Because I always take a sleeper guy that would fit in really nice in Ottawa. Right shot forward, 6'2", just 29 years old. I like a little Mason Appleton. Guy's a player. Like it's the more guys you have that play the right way, good pros, play smart. I know you don't have a slide; it doesn't matter. But I'm just telling you, a guy like Mason Appleton is. He's an underrated sneaky. He's not one of those sneaky guys like a.
Is he like Warren Fogle to you?
he's solid. I like Fogle.
I do. I'm just. He's underrated. I
like
respect.
You win with guys in the NHL who play the right way, who play hard, and show up come playoff time. Like he's a guy too. Like he moonlights sometimes on the top line for Winnipeg. I know he doesn't have great stats. And people might think
10 goals, 22 points, 71.
You're just adding more middle line guys, but the more really good NHL players you have that play the right way make you a harder team to beat. And I love guys like this. They're just solid guys. They're not the sexy guys that you're going to have to overpay for, but good. He's going to be a guy. I think you'll have to probably overpay to get him too, though. But perfect world, yeah, Wally, absolutely. Obviously, you want Sam Bennett. Who doesn't want Sam Bennett? He's probably going to make $10 million next year.
So, Wally, what would you do then if you sign Sam Bennett? We can come back to the $10 million price tag in a second. But if you sign Sam Bennett, are you playing him at center, moving Dylan Cousins to right wing, or how would you?
No,
how would you do that?
I'm thinking I'm playing at right wing.
Play him on his
offside. What do you think?
Either I don't know if it's Batherson to play with Stützle or Sam Bennett, but.
What do you think he's going to make? What do you think he's going to make? What do you guys think he's going to make?
8.5. Well, I think someone will just throw money at him.
Yeah, I mean, everybody seems to think $9 million for Matthew Knives is in the cards. So Sam Bennett would be a $55 million player, but I think he might get $9 million.
Well, let me ask you this: who would you rather have on your team, Mitch Marner or Sam Bennett?
Depends on who else is on. If you're talking Ottawa,
it's not even close. Sam Bennett all day long.
Come on,
I don't know. I think that's a conversation.
He's a top 4 point scorer in the National Hockey League. Like, let's not treat Mitch Marner like he's a third line winger.
He's a very good player. This guy right now is arguably
You got too much sun today.
Arguably, maybe the best player in the playoffs right now. This guy is won the Stanley Cup, hard as nails, is everything you want in an NHL playoff player, and he's proven that he could do it. Like this guy.
Hold on a sec. They're completely different players.
Yeah, like, one guy's a winner that you win with. Watch the Leafs go and beat Florida now. But it's true. This guy's a winner. This is if you want to win, you get guys like Sam Bennett on your team. And
I agree. I'm not trying to ask to sign Mitch Marner, but I think that we're not being fair to Mitch Marner, who is a 100-point guy in the National Hockey League.
He's a great player. No, I'm not saying he's not a great player. He's a really, really good player. But this guy is an alpha dog. This is a guy you win with. Like that's
sure. And someone's going with a guy that's going to make $14 million in Mitch Marner, or a guy that's $9 million in Sam. Like they're not even in the same class.
But that's what good teams do. They target guys like this, and that's how they win.
I'm with you. Listen. I'm a Sam Bennett guy. I'm not lying to you. Like I just think that we're trying.
You say 9? I thought you had 9. You had a 9. You had a 9 come out there. He's a $9 million guy.
I think he's a $9 million guy. I think with the money that's being talked about this summer, he might be a $9 million guy. Yeah. Would you not pay him that?
If the class is so bad, I think he'll get it anyways.
Yeah,
without question, he'll be $8.5, $9 million guaranteed.
Yeah, even at the four, I just remember at the Four Nations how well he played and the attitude this guy has. Who was telling us the story? I was listening to a story. He was a healthy scratch. I was listening to Cooper talk. I was listening to John Cooper talk, and he said he went to Bennett before the first game of the Four Nations, and he said, "Listen, I got to scratch somebody for this game." And he goes, "Hold on, before you finish, coach, you don't have to say anything to me. I would have came if I knew I wasn't even playing a game. I just want to be a part of this group, and I want to win." Like there's a guy, like that's just a team guy right there. Like team guy. And a guy too I remember when he was in Calgary, like he was like it was a first rounder. People were talking about not being able to do a pull-up. But it's unbelievable what he's turned into. Hold on a sec. Dog's good.
All right. Well, he's gone. Here, Jake, let's take care of some business. This show brought to you by BEI, our good friends in the Ottawa Valley. If you need some landscape stone aggregate, maybe thinking of redoing the driveway, Bonisher Excavating here to help with competitive pricing on all your landscape needs. Give them a call, 613-432-1120. Go to bonisherexcavating.com. BEI, helping to shape the Ottawa Valley.
Coming Not is brought to you by Club EG's City Match Play Championship. This Match Play Championship takes place in Ottawa. It's for golfers of every skill level. There's a division for any skill, any age, and yes, males and females. There's some team divisions as well. You can enter any division that suits you and get matched up in a bracket-style match play golf tournament that is for Ottawa and its surrounding golfers. Check out the details at citymatchplay.golf. Individual divisions, team divisions. There's no reason to not play in this great city championship since they cater to even those who shoot over 100. You will always compete against someone of a similar skill. Check it out at citymatchplay.golf.
Well, finally, I'd like to welcome into the show our Club EG expert, Andy. How are you, sir? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you guys. Thanks for having me on. How's it going?
Well, Yorkie's a big fan because he just got off the course, so he will take over and dominate this conversation. But,
let's go, Yorkie.
Try to keep him off. I might mute him.
Andy, you're at the Royal.
I was. Yeah, it's in mint condition. Played today. Yeah, it's a fantastic track. Yeah, you've played it a few times, obviously.
Yeah, usually I go out with Alfie a couple of times, the Malhotra boys. It's always fun getting out to Royal Ottawa.
Yeah, I got a time playing with Sean and Neil tomorrow. Always fun playing with those guys. They're always good for a good lunch game.
Absolutely.
So Andy, I want to talk to you about a couple of things, but I do know. We'll get to all the things that you do run in the city, which Graeme just talked about too, was you've known a few of the Sens players. You've had Claude Giroux out when you did the Commissioner's Cup last year. It was last year. I feel like it's now 2 years ago. What's it like seeing some of these guys who are really skilled athletes, besides Jason York, crush a golf ball?
It's impressive to watch for sure. Indeed, good friends with Claude Giroux, and we play all the time actually. And so
Okay, wait. Have you seen him in the last couple of days?
Yeah.
Have you brought up the contract situation?
That's all we talked about. No. No, I mean, like,
we need the dirt.
No, I mean, the thing I'll say, and I know you guys know this, is like he's got some years left and he just wants to play, and that's what he's focused on doing. So hopefully he sticks in Ottawa, but he's got to do what's right for him, right for the fam, and obviously he wants to win a cup. So I know we can do that here, but I don't know. It's probably I haven't gotten the information that I could share with you guys. That's too interesting, unfortunately. Yeah. But I can talk about his golf game.
Okay, so how's his golf game look?
Well, this is the thing. So just to touch on like these elite athletes, right? And like Yorkie, you can talk to it. I feel like when you're at that level in any sport and you kind of jump into golf, which is a very tough sport, you're almost better than you should be. And, we always say golf's 90% mental, and just locking in on shots and having the moment and kind of believing that you're going to execute a shot and having the confidence to do so. I think that goes a long, long way. And again, maybe he'll hate me for saying it, but I think that a lot of these guys really shoot so much better than they should be with the swings that they have out on the golf course. I don't know if you agree, Yorkie.
You mean the homemade slap shot swings, just picking it up and slamming it down?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, you're going for every putt, right? Like, you're just not afraid to 3-putt and stuff. So it really helps. But again, that's just like the professional athlete mentality, is that you have so much confidence. And so, we've ran the Commissioners Ottawa Open for 2 years now, and heading into our third year. Closure was a sponsor's exemption. And I mean, the course is extremely difficult in those conditions, but the guys on tour just take care of it like it's nobody's business. So Claude had a few respectable rounds in the high 70s, which is really good to do under those conditions.
And tough track. Eagle's a very tough track. I played with Alfie 2 years ago, and he was 5 under, shot 5 under from the Blues at the Royal. Like, he's hitting it as good as I've seen any hockey guy hit it in the last couple of years. He's getting on the sim and he's working on his game a little bit more now. But man, have you played with Alfie?
Yeah, we've played. He's pretty dialed. We'll play usually a couple times a year, and he doesn't make many mistakes, right? And I think if you eliminate, if the ball striking's good, you have the ability to go low. And obviously, he's a confident guy. And I know he's an unusual one too, because he practices a lot. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. He doesn't. He says he doesn't, but he does.
Oh my gosh, he's out there all the time. So that I think brings him over the edge. Where I played with Drake Batherson. I think he might be rated from some website somewhere the best golfer currently playing in the NHL, and he's just a healthy scratch. But you get to the next level when you can, kind of shoot under par multiple rounds, and that takes a little bit of practice to get going. But you talked about the slap shot swing. I just feel like, and I grew up playing golf because I played hockey as well. Like the seasons match, right? So you just, it's a good way to kind of get into it and have some type of starting motion of the golf swing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Yorkie was going to come back with how much money do you play per round, but anyway, because that's a big hockey thing, is it not?
The game that Alfie likes, it's such a complicated. I don't know if you played the game. It's like an 8-point game. You basically need a calculator. It's like, okay, first guy hits the green gets a point. Guy gets a point for this. You can bet on the hole. You can bet after a guy hits. I'm like, just tell me what I owe after, and I'm good.
Yeah. You need a full spreadsheet for sure, and presses, and like you can trust them just to keep the score. And then I think last time I was there and I did that with them, I hit 18 and which is a par 5 and 2, and I 4-putted, which can happen on that green, as you know. And that was like a $500 swing one way or the other there, so that wasn't good.
Wally, I think if you got above the hole on 18 at the Royal, you would 10-putt.
Does it count as a putt coming back if you're off the front of the green?
You'd put it into the gully, just hammer it.
Don't encourage him, Andy. Don't encourage him. By the way, when is the Commissioners Open this year? It's August, correct?
So Sun Scramble is our other one that I know you've been involved with. That's in August. That's our local sort of 2-person scramble. Commissioners Ottawa Open is July 21st to 27th out at Eagle Creek. And so it's a full week, but you know, the PGA Tour golf that you see on TV. It's the same thing, just you know, a couple levels lower. And so Thursday to Sunday, which is the 24th to the 27th, is the 4 rounds of competition. And you know, some of these players over the past 2 years, they graduate to Korn Ferry Tour, and then they end up on the PGA Tour. You guys might know names like Jake Knapp, Corey Connors, and Adam Hadwin. Like, all those guys started here, right? So it's really neat to see them evolve through the PGA Tour ecosystem.
So Andy, I played 2 years ago with one of the like the Wednesday round or the media. I forget what it was.
Yeah, it was the Pro-Am. Yeah.
Like, oh my Lord, like they're so good, and yet they're two rungs down on the tour, but they are incredible golfers. It's great competition.
The 2-rung thing is interesting because, I mean, if you take the NHL, a hockey league, and you know, you got 32 teams times 22 player rosters or whatever it is, so that adds up to over 600 players. PGA Tour only has 156 players, right? Yeah. And then so your tier 2, which is Korn Ferry Tour, is really actually like, you know, everybody's inside the top 1,000 rankings in the world, which is really cool. So like you said, like, they hit the ball the same as these guys. Maybe they're a putt or 2 away, but the reality is they will be there. It's just a matter of when, and kind of got to start somewhere, right?
I just back to the Commissioners Open there. I went out last year. You guys do a great job of, like, it. Anybody who hasn't been before, like, it feels like a PGA event. Like the way the course is set up, the tents around, like the setup at 18 was unbelievable. Coming in, you can see you had views of 9 and 18. It was really well done, and a lot of the tents. And anybody that hasn't been, I highly recommend going. You guys do a great job with it.
Yeah, thanks so much. It's been a lot of fun, but it's a ton of work. You know, 300 volunteers and all the infrastructure just for 1 week. But we try and add a little bit each year. So you talked about, you know, the viewing area on 9 and 18 to see shots coming into 2 greens. We added one on in between like 2 and 11 tee deck last year. So you have a par 3 tee shot, and then you have a par 5 tee shot. So you kind of get lots of different angles. And then this year we're adding a fan fest area with like a restaurant and a beer garden and some fun activities and stuff. So, you know, I figure if you're a golf addict or a golf fan, you're going to come out and you're going to watch. But hey, let's bring the family, you know, and the kiddos, and there's other stuff to do maybe than just watch the golf. So I think that's kind of where we want to head, is just to make it an all-inclusive sort of atmosphere and event for everybody in Ottawa, really.
They had Eagle Creek. They dialed it up to, like, it was in. I thought it was in great shape last year for the event. It was, and it looks like the courses this year around the Ottawa area are in really good shape because we had so much rain in April. So, like, it's looking good for golf this summer.
Yeah, they took a while to open. It's more of a later season. Sometimes a lot of the courses get to open, and then some bad weather comes through April and they have to close again. The best thing after seeing this year after year is when you open, you kind of just have the momentum and you keep going, right? And you're absolutely right. The courses are in great shape. It's been good weather, and everybody's out there golfing. So quick, like, fact is, you know, we have 100 golf courses within an hour of downtown Ottawa radius. So it's really a golfer's paradise here in Ottawa, and a lot of people don't know that. But
is it not the second most per capita in like North America or something crazy?
Yes,
it was for the longest time. Myrtle Beach is number 1, but I just actually went to Palm Springs over the winter. I think like they need to recalculate, because has anybody here been to Palm Springs?
No, only Yorkie. That's like his wheelhouse.
Like, when you fly in there, it's just, you've seen it, like, golf courses are right next to each other all the way through with housing. But anyways, we don't need to talk about Palm Springs.
No, it's good. It's good, because I remember going, because when I used to play for the Ducks, we used to drive up and play after the season, but we'd have to tee off at like 6:30 in the morning. Well, because if you wait till like 8 or 9, it's 105 degrees. Yeah. But but everybody says, oh, it's a dry heat, though. It's still 105 degrees.
Yeah, still a lot. Andy, quickly, give your best description of Club EG for our viewers.
Sure. So Club EG is a little bit of everything in golf here in Ottawa. At the core, you sign up for a Club EG membership, and you have access to 60 courses at member-only rates. As we evolved over the 20 years of business, we slowly added big events, small events, golf leagues, so seniors, ladies, men's, social, And then golf trips. It's a big thing that we do, and we have a few great partners on our golf trips. So you can do a little bit of everything. I think the thing that resonates the most is no matter what event it is, what league it is, what trip, skill level doesn't matter. We always cater to every skill level, whether you shoot over 100, and you kind of heard that City Match Play ad before I came on. As well, male, female, juniors, seniors, we always design every event for every type of golfer, which means, I think there's a lot of barriers in golf. People are worried about pace of play. What do I have to wear? Like, where do I go? I don't know how to check in, stuff like that. So we try and, focus on eliminating those so everybody can get into the game. Because as you guys all know, it's a great game. It's a healthy game. And it's a favorite in Canada these days.
Andy, you mentioned all the courses that you have under your umbrella right now. What is there like a hidden gem or like one of the lesser known courses that you really, really enjoy playing?
Whitetail.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
So
I love it. You have to go.
Yeah. So the Valley courses, like they all kind of are. But anybody who goes to Whitetail says they loved it, and I wish I could name more because it helps our relationship with them. But it's and again, that's like we're so lucky because people think Eagle Creek's too far to go for the tournament. It's friggin' 25 minutes from downtown. Whitetail, just under an hour, probably door to door from the west end of the city, maybe even less. Like that's really not long. If you're in the GTA, you're driving an hour just to go 25 minutes down the road. So I hate the distance as an excuse.
Yeah, I love going to Whitetail because I used to do 36 holes with my buddies. We'd go play like 18 in the morning at Renfrew, and then we go to Whitetail for the afternoon, do lunch at like Whitewater Brewery. It was fantastic. It was a fun day.
Yeah, good call.
And you still guys, is Equinol still on the list with you guys?
Absolutely,
yep. Yeah, we gave away passes, Yorkie.
That is a really nice golf course. I think they always keep it in such great shape. A good friend of mine's actually the greenskeeper there. His son played for me in Kentville, Valette.
Oh yeah, Valette.
Yeah, does a great job with that course. We're a great family. Yeah,
it's always in great shape. They designed it so well.
It's a lot of fun to play. Andy, we do need a coming in hot golf package someday. We need to take a trip with Yorkie and I and Graeme somewhere. So
let's do it.
Raleigh's just trying to grind you for a free round. And
well, I'm off to Cabot this weekend. Actually, we have a group.
Poor you.
Oh, nice.
Maybe next year I'll give you some notice. Eh?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I love it.
Andy, appreciate you.
Throws that in before he leaves.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Have fun, Andy.
All right, take care, boys.
I love Wally always grinding in for the freebie.
I was trying to get you around.
I'm good.
I'm
selfless.
I'm there for comic relief.
I'll take. You know what? We'll go golf on this. You golfer, Graeme?
Yeah. I used to be a junior member at Eagle Creek when I was growing up, and then Greensmere because it's close by, and then I did Club EG for a year or two. So been all over. Mostly West End courses though.
You know what we'll do? We'll do 9 holes. We'll do 9 holes and do a dinner after. Because
we can go to Shoeless Joe's after. I can try the poutine.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
We'll play in the East End somewhere. Shoeless Joe's. Let's move on. Quickly, this show proudly presented to you by Bet365, our proud presenting sponsor. I want to get on the action for Stanley Cup playoffs at Bet365. They got you from game props to player props, totals, and the money line. You can even bet on futures like series winners, conference champions, Stanley Cup champions, much, much more. Whatever your bet, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app today. Get in on the game. An official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. Ontario only. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, visit connectsontario.ca. Gentlemen, only one game tonight in the NHL, but here's the moneymaker. Okay, this is the Wally's parlay. I feel good. The Jets Stars, both teams to score at least 2 goals. Cole Perfetti to score, Rupe Hintz to score, plus 2,000. My $10 bet will pay me $210.
That's not bad.
It's a lot of stuff going. There's a lot of moving parts in that bet. Let me go over this again. So Hintz has to score. Perfetti has to score, and you need at least 2 goals from each team. Is that the bet?
That's it.
So what if it goes over 4? So you're fine?
Yeah, no, it just has to be at least 2 goals. So we're looking for a 3-2 game.
I like that bet.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a good value. I like Hintz. Perfetti's been money for the Jets. Yeah.
Heiskan's coming back tonight too.
Is he?
Yeah.
Man,
So are the Jets in trouble?
Yeah, they're in trouble. Dallas is dialed in. Rantanen is the run this guy's on right now, and now Heiskanen's coming back. Yeah, Pete DeBoer's got those guys. Has got Dallas dialed in, but you know what? I wouldn't count Winnipeg out. Like it looked like they were for dead in the first round, and they somehow came back in the final seconds of that game. So we'll see. We'll see if Hellebuck can have a couple Hellebuck regular season games, and only 2-1 in that series, right? It's just 2-1 Dallas. So
yep.
A lot of racetrack to go yet in that series.
We'll see. All right, that was my interesting one. So that's the only game tonight in the National Hockey League. So back to players. The one guy that you didn't mention.
Who's that?
Yeah, we got a lot going on today. Brock Besser. Where is he on your list, Jason York?
Yeah, Graeme just gave it the MC hammer. Don't touch this.
Oh no, Jake is
just. I think
Jake has the music.
Like I think he's got. I don't think he's got a good shot. He's super smart. Number one, he's going to make a lot of money. I think. Number two, I want Ottawa to get faster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you get faster by bringing in Besser. That's my only. If Ottawa was built a little differently right now, I'd say sure, this guy can score, depending on the price what you can get him at. It just for me, I would target guys that can bring up the pace of your team, get you to be a faster team.
Sure.
And I think too, like I wouldn't mind seeing them more physical too, like some size, like some guys up front with some size. And like to me, it's like I don't really want a slow goal scorer. I'd rather have a guy that scores less, that's big and fast and plays with pace and is going to score dirty goals for you in the playoffs. But hey, listen, nothing against Besser. He's a great goal scorer. But I just a little bit of a red flag for me. That's all.
Yeah, it's just the skating. The skating for me is a red flag. And like you said, they need to get faster. And I think like if you had to go get a guy off Vancouver, I'd rather have Pia Suter, who can play center, play the wing. He scored 25 goals as well. Great PK guy. He'd be a guy I'd rather have. But like I'm worried that Pia Suter will be like overpriced. He was at Sens development camp one year, by the way.
I always call him Pius. I always call him Pius.
Fair enough. Like high school.
Pius.
But the good news is, Yorkie, we don't turn to you for player pronunciation names.
Just awful. I'm terrible at it. Do you know who's like? There's some other sleeper guys out there. I'm gonna drive Jake nuts here. Like we don't have any graphics of these guys. Like I like looking at guys that if you played this guy a little more, what would he do on your team? Like I look at Taylor Radish in Washington.
Was he just on a healthy scratch last game?
Yeah, but they do things differently there. Like it's like
you mean win?
Ovi. They're not winning right now. Like I don't know. He scored 20 in Chicago. He's got some offensive upside. He's 6'3". I think there's something there. How would he be with more of a prominent role? Like just when the way the Washington Capitals this year has been the Alexander Ovechkin show, getting his goals, breaking the record first and foremost, and they still had a great season. But yeah, there's always some hidden little gems around the league that you wonder about. What would this guy do if he came into a different situation? Like look at Adam Gaudette, for example. Came into a situation, got played a little bit more, played in some different situations, got some power play time, gets 19 goals for you. Like trying to find out those types of things, because it's going to be tough this summer with getting that marquee free agent. So you got to do your homework on these guys of who you think could come in the way Travis Green coaches this team and excel. And that's when they're, I know Ottawa's been on analytics and digging deep on players. Like you'll have to do some deep dives on some players if that's the route you want to go. But there's always guys out there that teams sign and they come in and they overachieve. And the key for me is, can Ottawa find those guys.
Yeah. One of those guys who I think might be intriguing, Yorkie, is Zach Bolduc in St. Louis.
Yes.
You look at St. Louis's roster, and they have so many guys under contract. And if he's like going to be a fourth line player depth guy for St. Louis, maybe that's a guy that Ottawa could target and bring into the fold because his shot is unbelievable. You'd look at like goal scoring shot rates for rookies, and they're up there. Like analytically, they're up there. I think he played predominantly with like Oscar Sundqvist. When I was doing my Calder balloting, I considered him for like a 5th spot based on the strength. Yeah, based on the strength of his season. But like, there's a lot to like under the hood there. It's just a matter of, is this a guy who, if he had a lot of playing time, whether it's in the top 6, top 9, whatever, like he might thrive with the right player here. But
like, how about have you guys watched like a player people thought was forgotten for dead, and all of a sudden Beauvillier in Washington, like he's getting ice time, he's put in an offense situation, like he's flying around out there producing. It's just different situations, and a coach that believes in you, playing a different system. It's just different things can happen. Like the players in the NHL are so talented. They're all so good now. A lot of it can be situational of what you're doing, what role you're in. Does the coach have confidence in you? What's that?
That's the Fabian Zetterland conundrum.
mm-hmm.
Well, you look at the situation.
Like what the hell is he?
Yeah.
Well, he's to me, he's a guy that can really shoot the puck. He can skate, but he's still to me unproven. He proved he can score in a situation where it's a very bad team and you scored in that situation. Then he was put in a situation in Ottawa and wasn't able to produce for a variety of
excuse that he's only played 20 games, and so
that's the other thing. But
I'm like, that's 20 games is a quarter of the season. You have plenty of time.
But the other thing too, I'll say this: there are players, just to play devil's advocate, to be on the pro side of Zetterland. When he got to San Jose, the same thing happened. When he got there right away, I forget how many games. There's even more games, Wally. He didn't produce right away. Sometimes it does take guys a little longer to settle in because it's a big change. Everything's new. So that could be a situation with him too. Like maybe he's just one of those guys that takes a while to get used to the situation. And then once he does, he takes off. But it's just such a small sample size with him. Like he doesn't have a huge sample size of NHL experience, except for what he did in San Jose, which slow start. Once he got acclimated, he did do well. So be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him. Do they get him on a friendly deal? Does he sign his QO? Or does it a bridge? Who knows? It'll be very interesting. He's not signing
a qualifying offer. He's got 19 goals.
Well, I don't know.
No chance.
Who knows?
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do if he doesn't?
Oh, I think he gets.
But I'm just gonna say,
they need that roster spot. They don't have anybody to put there.
Yeah, but if he. Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that either. But like maybe it's just a bridge deal and makes it something that both parties are happy with. And at the end of the day, they gave up some assets to get him. So they obviously see something and they did their homework and before they went out and acquired him. And he very easily could have scored more goals if certain things went in here and there. So there's that side of it too. It's just they didn't, and now. Like I said, it's going to be an interesting situation.
Even like looking at other guys around the league, guys in the last 2 years of their deals, or guys who are kind of in bad situations. Like we talked about Peterka, we've talked about like Alex Tuck, like Charlie Coyle. Colorado's got to cut salary to find another defenseman. So like maybe Charlie Coyle becomes available this offseason.
I like him.
Jared McCann in Seattle's another fantastic players in the last year of his deal.
Yeah,
he'd be a great guy to get. Like there are the kind of like those guys who are ending their contracts in the next year, and they'd be fantastic fits in Ottawa. But it's just a matter of what you give up to get these guys, and then you'll have to extend them or keep them around longer than just a year. Like Ottawa's in that weird situation where they need multi-year guys to justify trading the assets, but there just aren't a ton of acquirable guys right now.
How about cap space? I think they're at 17 million for next year.
How about big 6'3" Trent Frederick in Edmonton? Just got there this year from Boston. Big, like talking about bringing in a big guy that can play. UFA this summer, I believe. There's some under the radar guys out there, depending on what happens in Edmonton here in the playoffs. Like he could go on to have a great playoff. Like we kind of can go up and down in your lineup.
What about fourth line center Jonathan Taves?
Oh, stop!
What's going on with Jonathan Taves? What's going on with
He's
Taves?
coming. Well, he's trying to come back.
Is he?
Yeah, after the last 2 years of
maybe
suffering
what,
the effect of long
36,
COVID.
37? He'd be around
37.
Giroux, yeah.
Is he still on that crazy diet where he doesn't like he's
recovering from long COVID, right? That was the issue.
Yeah.
But he was before the long COVID, he was on this diet where he was eating like super, super clean, but it was beyond super clean. It was like a crazy diet where most professional athletes couldn't do because most guys that play in the NHL are just eating nonstop because you just bring it in calories because you lose so much. But he was on this really odd diet. I'm trying to remember what it was called, but it was anyway. Long COVID, eh?
Long COVID. I just love Wally's response to it. It was like, "Oh, stop." I like.
He's not coming to Ottawa.
Why not?
Like, they're not paying him $4 million to be a fourth line center.
I don't think anyone's paying him for it. He's been out of the league for 2 years.
He's not going to play for the league minute. Like, this is nonsensical.
I don't know.
He's going to go to a team that needs depth at center, that has a chance to play for a Stanley Cup.
Maybe.
I just keep thinking of long COVID. Did he really have long COVID?
You stop, Yorkie. You're not a doctor. All right. I don't know how we're ending on a nonsense. Oh, here's my last thing I got before we go. I have a food question.
Yes.
It's been bugging me for a while.
What's bugging you?
Why doesn't the green pepper get the same love that all the other peppers, the orange, red peppers?
Okay, the orange pepper is terrible. The
yellow.
best pepper is the red pepper. The red pepper is
when you
the
go and buy
pepper.
a bag at the grocery store, it has like 2 red peppers, a yellow and an orange. Why does it not have all 4? Why don't people like green peppers?
I have a friend who's convinced a green pepper is just an unripened pepper. So he refuses to eat it.
I don't know.
But it's
like green pepper on pizza is pretty good, Wally.
I love green pepper. I love it in my omelet. I love green pepper.
Green pepper in an omelet's amazing.
But you don't get a green pepper in the bag. You got to buy it separately. Why does the green pepper get left out of the club?
I don't know.
Different kind. I find the others are sweeter, right?
They're all the same.
Yeah,
except the green pepper.
The red pepper is my favorite, though. I will say this. I like red pepper on my pizza. Like chicken, red pepper, and some pineapple.
There you go.
Oh my God, Yorkie. That's horrendous.
What's wrong with that?
That's
maybe some red onion.
It's not a fruit salad.
It's a solid pizza.
It's a very good.
Little hot sauce on that, you're laughing.
Oh
yeah. Thin crust, Wally. You gotta go thin crust. I don't like a doughy crust. I'm a thin crust guy.
I'm a thin crust guy.
Yeah. You're a crusty guy. That's what you are. You're a crusty guy.
That was too easy. That was too easy. That was on a tee. That was on a tee.
Ended the show 20 minutes ago.
All right. You should get a pizza. You should get, you know what? We need a new coming in hot t-shirt. We'll just get like a piece of pizza with like your frowny face on it. Like it'll be like a piece of pizza with glasses on it that looks like you. And on the bottom, it just says crusty.
Thin crusty.
No,
thin crusty.
You're crusty. Coming in hot.
Thin crusty. Gluten-free.
Yeah, are you a gluten-free guy? I think that's the diet Taves was on. Everything he was eating was gluten-free. It was like this crazy gluten-free diet. And he wasn't even celiac or anything. He just believed that gluten was bad. I'm on a gluten-heavy diet right now.
All the gluten. Give him all the gluten.
Extra gluten, please.
Sorry, everybody. We're back Thursday.
Is there gluten? There's beer. There's gluten in beer, right?
Well, you can get gluten-free beer.
Glutenberg. Yeah, that's the beer. Glutenberg. I don't know. Let's go to the Cat and we need to go to the Cat for a team meeting, guys. I'm calling a team meeting.
Perfect.
Now?
Sure, let's do it.
Well, I don't. Okay. Anyway, we're back Thursday, 4 p.m. because Yorkie again has golf. We're working on a guest from the West Coast, so that's the reason that's in the afternoon as well. So we'll see if
West Coast.
Yeah, we'll see.
Do tell.
I can't because it's not finalized, so I'm not putting it out there.
Okay.
So, all right, working on that tomorrow. So we'll see you Thursday, everybody. 4 p.m. Everybody. Thanks for all your effort today. Yeah, Yorkie, you have detention. See you, everybody.
See you. Take care.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.